Hello, and it's the Warpforge with a Batman Battle Report. The rep is 300 and the funding is $1,000. In today's mission, we are playing Patrol. It is the forces of the Mad Hatter fighting the forces of the Arkham Knight. So, within the Mad Hatter's forces, he has the bodyguard prisoner 08. The forces will be listed in the description below. So if you want to check out the forces, they'll be down there. A key note is we're using the current FAQ rules into effect. The Arkham Knight is now 0 cash because he's the sidekick for the Scarecrow Gang, and therefore he will be used for 0 cash because that's what bosses do. They can Deathstroke so much nicer. But as you can see, we've got it all deployed, we've got the objectives, mission. So we're just going to give you an overview of turn 1. And before we head off, there is a rule that is broken. We are having Killer Croc with the Arkham Knight crew, even though that's not allowed. We're playing the game for fun. This isn't tournament practice, so fuck it, we're just here to enjoy ourselves. I'm not going to be too penalised since it's not tournament practice. So with that, we will go on to turn 1. Okay, so turn 1 and Hatter took the lead this round. Basically, this is just a basic sprint, so Hatter just basically sprinted. Everyone basically just sprinted out, went to objectives. That's a loot objective, by the way, one of my new scare objectives. That's loot because it has everything. That's Titan because of aromas of creepy candles and stuff. And that's ammo because bullets and stuff can also be smuggled underneath graves and stuff. Why? Because this is Gotham and Gotham's full of creepy shit like that. So we have Tweedledum just run up with an assault rifle behind cover, able to see the rounds around him. The bodyguard is literally just sitting next to the sewer so that Croc doesn't pop out fucking nowhere. And then everyone's just rushed over here. So we've got high security henchman, prisoner 07 or 09 for the axe. We have knives from the Arkham Asylum kit with Hugo Strange and Tweedledee, all rushing around the flank. Before I forget, people may not know, but Spider-Man is a sewer objective, and yes, you can place sewers and lampposts on top of buildings. I think this is to add flexibility to boards, because some people like to play in Gotham, some people like to play in the Justice League Tower, etc, etc. We have on Scarecrow's team, we have 3 minis at the moment. We have the Militia Commander and Deadshot just moving right round to counter the flank, I assume, because it looks like it. And then we have the Arkham Knight doing his own thing, flying around, just shooting shit and stuff. His secret identity I can't spoil for those who are still playing the Arkham Knight game. But yeah, the Arkham Knight is literally just doing his own thing, probably going to try and solo everyone because he's the Arkham Knight and he does that shit. And the 4th miniature, Killer Croc, is still in reserve and can come on turn 2 because he has the Lord of the Sewers special rule. So with that, we will be taking the lead for turn 2. Okay, so we have turn 2 overview. The Arkham Knight took the lead this time. All these basically sprinted up, all the way up. The Arkham Knight appeared to do a quick retreat as he sees the flank taking particular advantage of him, but left Deadshot to replace his steed, as Deadshot can have a clear try and fire at the Hatter, and the Militia Commander for support of Deadshot. Meanwhile, Killer Croc and the Arkham Knight pop out straight out of nowhere. Croc moves 6 centimeters over there, and Arkham Knight basically moves all the way from there, making a right turn to the left in anticipation for the Zerg rush over here. And basically all these Zerg rushed up again, a few centimeters and stuff. So now hopefully we'll be seeing some combat. Turn 3. Okay, so turn 3, and it got very gritty. So, main highlights of the turn. These basically just ran up. Why did they run up? Because Hatter went first. He used his mind control device on Deadshot here and hypnotised Deadshot. So very, very nice. I have Croc underneath here poking me. Because, you know, Croc likes to poke people before he eats them. But yeah, so he hypnotised Deadshot. Deadshot was then under my control because, you know, had his special T, and then shot up this guy, the commander, because, you know, he's hypnotised. But now he's under free reign this turn, so hopefully Deadshot can do a little bit more for my opponent. We then go around to the Arkham Knight. The Arkham Knight stayed in position, but then he's used his sniper rifle to fire at the high security henchman. Because he fired at the high security henchman, he used the scope to ignore Croc, since Croc was within his line of sight. But I did get a 5-up ping roll because of this fence. Because this fence happened, I rolled a 6, so basically negate that damage. Croc then just waltzed over to this guy and knocked him out, pure and simple. He needs to roll for tests now for his cannibalism, see if he eats him or not. Meanwhile, the high security henchman went right up to Croc, dealt 2 blood damage onto him, and that was it. The Tweedledee here fired his beam gun right into Croc and dealt 3 blood damage. He had rate fire 2 but failed to hit with 1. The Axeman literally just walked past because he couldn't run past the Tweedledee here, so he just waltzed up, waiting to attack with his axe on Croc next turn. So this is one of Croc's many greatest challenges, when the predator gets outnumbered by his prey. So we will move on to turn 4 for the opera here. So turn 4 happened, and it was a major turn. As you can see, Tweedledum and the bodyguard consolidated around here, but before that, Hatter once again hypnotised Deadshot. Deadshot fired into this guy and knocked the commanding officer out. So yeah, again, like I said in the Arkham Files reports, Hatter, if his effect goes off, it goes off really well. And I think I've pulled it off perfectly and in time. Again, I was very lucky with such a high willpower of 6 from Deadshot, but by heck, it's worked, and it's worked flawlessly. So, going on, moving through Spider-Man as the sewer marker, as a cameo, because, you know, Deadpool and stuff. He has to reload, so basically Tweedledee just went to the wall. The high security henchman did a few rounds more of damage, and also the Axeman did a few rounds of damage, putting him an 8 blood damage. I rolled a 6 for endurance, knocked him out, gained the victory points for knocking him out, but during the casualties and recount phase, I have, well, Croc awoken, so he's back, but he's only on 3 points of willpower due to 8 points of damage, which is insane. The Arkham Knight stood once again, rapid fired his sniper rifle and shot right into Tetch. Tetch dodged one of the hits, but he took 3 damage, so he's lost 3 points of willpower because he has the weak rule. So the Arkham Knight, once again, bang! Really does a lot of damage. Obviously, he basically fell asleep, and I forgot to mention last turn, Jessica Rabbit, or the White Rabbit, got out from the sewer, went to the objective, claimed 3 victory points last turn, activated her again to move her behind the ammo crate so that she can get some sort of 5-up or 6-up ping roll or block roll. I can't remember what it's called again. It's a cover save either way for those who are a bit less in the lingo. And she's just sitting on there getting another 3 victory points this turn. So after that, I am in the lead with 10-12 as opposed to my opponent with the Arkham Knight with 2 victory points. So, again, this has been a wild game. We're on turn 5 next. Let's see if the Arkham Knight can pull off any good calls. Okay, so, sorry. Turn 5. So, no objectives have been claimed here, but it was a massive turn of events for both teams, the Arkham Knight and the Hatter, because, well, what happened was Deadshot stayed where he did. He focused fire on Hatter, did 4 blood damage, add on to the previous 3 blood damage from the Arkham Knight, and that was 7 blood damage. His endurance was 6, so he blasted the Hatter apart in pieces. So rest in pieces, Jervis Tetch. He will be back sooner or later. You know what comic books are like, bringing people back when they feel like it. And yeah, that happened. He tried to corner off Tweedledum here. Tweedledum saw his leader, well, get the sock. So he thought, fuck it, I'm getting my own cash. He went to the loot objective, claimed it, and now he's sitting on a loot objective. He's got his fair share of pay, and now he's off to fuck around with Joker. So, the bodyguard decided to go, well, fuck, shit it, I'm going to sock him one. Tries to sock him one, blocked it, Deadshot did. So, Deadshot and this goon are going to have no problems, having a nice chat of fist-to-fist action. Probably Deadshot smacking his face right down into the pavement. So, we move over with the cameo of Spider-Man, because everyone likes the fourth wall broken. Over here, as you can see, Croc is no more. The high security henchman went off, did 3 attacks, got 2 in, did about 1 or 2 points of blood damage, finishing off Croc. So yeah, I think I'm underestimating the high security henchman. I'm glad I got him painted. So, yeah, the high security henchman is something that I'm going to have to consider in my next Wonderland list, as well as the Jabberwocky, which was Croc himself. Tweedledee didn't really do anything, moved 15 centimetres from here to here, and this guy literally just moved from where he was to over here with 10 centimetres basic movement distance, ready to go up to the objective here. Julia Hudson, the White Rabbit, or better known as Jessica Rabbit, for that paint scheme, basically moved centimetre in, out, played the hokey pokey, and you turn around and basically sat on the objective and claimed 3 victory points. So at the moment, because I forgot to mention in like the turn round to turn 3, I had an extra point on to whatever I said before. The current score is now 10-8. So right now the Arkham Knight is really pulling back victory points from killing Tetch. But can he do enough in the final turn to score a tie or even gain the upper hand in victory? It's looking bleak for the Arkham Knight, but we will see what happens in the next turn. Okay, so turn 6, and it's been a massive, massive change of events. But maybe not enough. You see, rapid fire was absolutely a lot. Deadshot, rapid fired, managed to get 1 hit off with his twin cannons because of the light special, plus rapid fire onto the guy, onto the bodyguard. Did 2 points of damage, of blood damage. Then, it was very close because the Arkham Knight was just out of 5 centimetres range, so he could fire at full rate of fire plus rapid fire. So I was rate of fire 3 with this automatic gun, plus 1, so that's rate of fire 4. 4 dice. 3 managed to damage. 3 damage is all he needed on endurance 5. With the combined efforts of Deadshot and Arkham Knight, they killed the bodyguard and got 2 victory points out of it. Tweedledum kept onto the loot, walked up, fired 1 rate of fire into the knocked out security officer on the sergeant and killed him. That was 1 victory point there. As you can see, these 3 guys basically just made a corner turn, started sprinting up, hoping to flank the Arkham Knight and Deadshot. Meanwhile, Jessica Rabbit yet again played the hokey pokey and she twirled around. That's what it's all about. Sitting on the objective of ammo with 3 victory points. Because that's what it's really all about. In the end of the day, the forces of the Mad Hatter and the Wonderland Gang were superior to the forces of the Arkham Knight, with 23 objectives as opposed to... Riley, can you check how many victory points you got? It'll be under AK. 1, 2, 10. 10. So there's an 23 by 10, there's a 13 point difference. So it's a major victory to the Mad Hatter and the Wonderland Gang. I thoroughly enjoyed this game. It was quite a tactical challenge. I think once the Arkham Knight and Deadshot were used very aggressively, they started taking names. Killing off Jervis Tetch on mid-late game was a game changer. So, Riley, how do you feel about the game?
It's pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Fair dues, fair dues. As long as you enjoyed it, I thoroughly enjoyed this game. I thought it was quite nice. It was a fresh combination. 3 heroes, well, infamous villains, let's just say, and anti-heroes, depending on which story arcs you follow and pick. But all in all, very interesting, very nice. I really enjoyed using the Wonderloand Gang. I think something I've got to remind myself is definitely use the sewers a bit more to my advantage. Like I say, pulling the White Rabbit into the sewer was a major kicker, I think, for my opponent. Oh, before I forget, I also get 3 victory points for having something in my opponent's deployment zone. So that being 26. Ouch, 16 points of difference. Sorry, apologies for that. But yeah, I think the sewers are a major game changer in this game. But all in all, my opponent really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this game. If you want to see more Batman Miniatures game battle reports, then please don't hesitate to subscribe and like this video. Please share this video around, because the more awareness of the Batman Miniatures game is always good coverage. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was nice seeing the fresh new faces, the Arkham Knight and the Wonderland Gang. Hopefully more Wonderland Gang forces or Wonderland Gang elements to come in the future, or more battle reports. So, this is the Warp Forge, signing out the streets of Gotham. And remember, keep on forging.